everyone, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, back again with another review today. Today I'm reviewing a newer band's EP, Winter Crescent-Battle of Egos. Now, this band, Winter Crescent, contacted me through YouTube and asked, hey, you want to review our stuff? We're a progressive metal band. I'm like, sure, you don't say no to when a band contacts you first on YouTube. So let me jump off into the EP of the track listing, and then I'll talk about the band a little bit more and about what this album will deliver to the listener. So we start off with Battle of Egos intro, Battle of Egos Part 1, and Battle of Egos Part 2. Furrow, My Last Will, Winter Crescent, self-titled song, and Lost in Dreams. Put that back over there. So when the band contacted me a few days ago, sorry about that, the band just said, hey, we've seen some of your stuff, we want to check out our stuff and review it. I'm like, sure. So they gave me a link to go download the EP, and I listened to the whole thing, and to the listeners, this is going to be a progressive EP. It's a progressive metal. It has a lot of those progressive metal type riffs. It has a lot of those moments where it just sounds like a band you might know of, like Protest the Hero, stuff like that. Maybe even go as far as some Dream Theater type aspect, where a lot of the fast harmonizing riffs, stuff like that. So, let me go into, before I jump off any further, if I say anything negative, which is not a complete negative, but when I get to it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But don't lash onto that little negative issue on the review and completely bash on me because I'm bashing this. Because that's what happened on that Gojira review. If you've seen it, it's got more dislikes than likes, and everybody's just like, you're stupid. You don't understand music. Like, people just don't know what they're talking about because people are just stupid. So this is basically the deal. It's my opinion, so people can just get over it. Anyway, so back onto this review. The positive on this album is that the band sounds really tight. The band sounds like they took extra time out to write these riffs and really make their sound really good. Now, some people might get turned off by the demo sounding, because it sounds kind of demo-y, because the production quality on it is not that great, but it is good to a point of a newer upcoming band. It's good enough for an upcoming band. It's not great. It's not amazing like you hear all these big bands putting out of production quality music, but it's good enough. So that shouldn't turn you away, because if you continue to listen to the whole EP, you'll feel that the production quality on this album is pretty good. So there's no real complaints there. One thing I'll talk about, the guitar solos. There's not that many guitar solos on this EP, but that's the downside. The upside to that is that the guitar solos that are on this EP are very well done, very well written, and they are produced very well. The sounding of the guitar solos overlaying all the other tracks is really good. There's no issues with that. So basically the whole thing is that this album gives you a progressive metal type thing, and it gives you more of a melodic type feel. There's a lot of melodies on this EP. There's a lot of moments where it jumps off into thrash technical metal, or just straight up thrash metal, where the drummer's doing double bass with the guitars and bass just playing an alternate picking riff that's following the double bass line. And so there's random moments of that, but when it comes in, it actually really sounds good. So it's not like just random where like, hey, that doesn't fit. They wrote these songs to have progressive type feel, a melodic type feel with some melodies and harmonizing bits, and then they have these random moments of thrash. So it gives you some variety of stuff, so it's not the same type of stuff you're going to hear throughout this whole EP. One key thing I want to talk about is the intro, Battle of Egos intro song. It starts off with acoustic guitars and some melody riffs, and then it comes off into the vocalist. And so throughout the whole record, I want to say this. Now here's where the little negative aspect comes in, and I'm pretty sure that the band's watching this, and at this point, don't take it as wrong. Just listen to what I fully have to say, and then you'll understand what I mean. So when I first heard the vocalist come in, the first thing that hit my head was a Dream Theater's vocalist. First thing that hit me, and that's good. But when I listened to the whole EP all the way through, I was overwhelmed with the vocalist. Now, what I mean by that might sound good or might sound bad. The thing is, I don't know why I did that. When I heard the vocalist, the whole EP just overwhelmed me. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was just like, I just felt like, his register and his vocal style is always up here. It's always up here, and he never goes down. And so I'm not used to vocalists that just stay up in that high register the whole entire time and never go any lower. Now, granted, his vocal style is singing, so I mean, if that's his vocal range is high up, then I guess I personally have an issue with that. But if the vocal range of the vocalist can go from all the way up here, if he can go down a little bit and stop singing all the way up here, like that sounds horrible, but he actually sings good. But the thing is, I got tired of the straight up high vocals all the time. Now, that's the only issue I really found on this EP, besides maybe the production quality. But like I said, the production quality is pretty good, so it shouldn't turn off anybody. It almost did turn me off a bit at first. I'm like, but I listened to it more like, okay, it's pretty good. There's nothing really wrong. I don't know. But the vocalist, if he could just lower down his range a little bit in some songs, then a lot of people might enjoy the music more. But when that high register the whole entire time, it just bothers me, and I was like, can you go down a little bit? But like, yeah, don't take that the wrong way, vocalist, if you're watching. But it's more of a personal opinion of mine, because when I want to hear vocals, I like to hear ranges, and there's no real range on this EP. So I felt like the range in the vocal wise just kept staying up here when he could have went down a little bit more, but he stayed up here. So that might turn off people, and if it does, if you don't like vocalists that are always up in the high register, or you don't like people singing high, then this EP is not for you. If you're a person who enjoys progressive metal with some melodies or some harmony bits, some thrash-esque type moments, sorry about that, and then you don't care really what the vocalist does, then this EP is for you. It's for a progressive metal fan. But I'm just forewarning you that if you're really, like, into that vocalist type thing where it's going to bother you if there's no different range styles, then that's going to throw you off, or it might not let you listen to the album, or the EP rather. But all in all, this album, or this EP, God, I keep saying album. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I would say this EP is a good 7.75, maybe a low 8 out of 10. It's really good quality progressive metal. It's just that some things on this album, like the vocals, is just not really for me. But I do listen to this EP from time to time. After I get done with this, I will listen to it. But it's just the vocal style. If there was some range on the vocals, this EP for me, I would have enjoyed it more. But I did enjoy it. So that's really good. So good job, guys, for your EP. And that's the review, guys. So I will see you guys on Monday.